We hear so much about the rising tide of far-right anti-migrant hatred and racism that is gaining ground politically across Europe, and that's a real concern. But while that story is scary, it is not the whole story by any means. Spain is a really good example of this. Now, I'm not saying Spain is immune to that right-wing politics of anti-migrant hatred. They certainly have their brand of it. But while in the UK, if you come here as an asylum seeker, you are not allowed to work until you have a decision made on your claim. And it takes, on average, 2 years for you to get a decision. And that's why people in hotels. Across the EU, that isn't the same. Under EU law, asylum seekers are entitled to start working after 9 months. But that's just the minimum, and lots of countries realize that it's really stupid to keep able people out of the workforce and have to support them, and it makes much more sense to let them work sooner. So, for example, Spain allows asylum seekers to work, even if their claim is still pending, after 6 months. And not only that, they also support people with language integration support from day one of their arrival into the system. And they partner with firms that are struggling to recruit to move into employment in areas of the economy where there is the greatest need. And they've just recognized a really simple truth, haven't they? They recognize that over the next 20 years, the Spanish population is aging. Just like here in the UK, people are living longer, they're getting older, and people have not been having enough babies to replace the working age population. That means what's called the dependency ratio, the people working versus the people who depend on the taxes and services produced by the people working, is getting out of sync. This is happening across the developed world. The Spanish Central Bank has estimated that in order to just balance that need for workforce, Spain will need to receive about 25 million immigrants over the next 30 years. And the Spanish Prime Minister said this about it today. He said, "Throughout history, migration has been one of the great drivers of the development of nations, while hatred and xenophobia have been, and continue to be, the greatest destroyer of nations." And he added, "The key is to manage it well." And frankly, I simply couldn't agree with him more.